Now, like I told you about the Playboy in from 2002, and it happened to have Kim Kardashian's issue in it, right? See, the thing is, I know I can never get to Kim, right? But the problem is, anyone around Kim can get to me and then take the magazine, and then I'm still the one left without the magazine and not knowing what the hell happened to it, but knowing I had it in that collection, right? Now, unless Kim's on narcissism, right? I mean, seriously, right? And this is what it is, narcissism, right? That I can see her naked anytime the Playboy bothered her, right? Why would she even do it, though, right? Get her own magazine from me, right? Or anyone around her, really, too, right? Courtney or, right, one of the sisters, right? And all I know is it turned up missing when I moved in here, right? Somewhere around that time, right? But I also, like I said, I would prefer Eileen a little bit more than, say, Kim, right? Personally, right? Of that year's pinup girls, right? Right, that's what they're called, pinup models, right? And I like Hiromi better from Japan, right? Anyway, than, say, even Eileen, right? But the whole point is, it's just a collection, too, right? Now, a while back, Dish was offering her a sex tape with Ray J on the X-rated services, right? Okay, right. But now, what's going on there is I can't even order anything, right? Now, it used to be all you had to do was, and this is crazy too, right? And to order something is just order it, right? Like if I wanted, um, naughty massage threesomes, right? Right. Or erotic couples fantasies, right? All I would have to do, right, is do rent, right? And I would have it, but now, you have indicated that you wish to order a pay-per-view event. Is this correct? Yes, yes. But then it gives me this message. Receiver must be connected, right? Your receiver must be connected to a phone line or broadband connection. Please connect your receiver and select OK, right? Well, I never had to do all that before, right? Why ain't it already connected? I don't know. I'm just asking the question, though, right? And like I said, though, I'm more into erotic couples fantasies or even naughty massage threesomes, right? This is best of Luna Star, Havana's. No, don't tell me everything. It starts with an H, though, right? But even then, I'm not obsessed with seeing Kim and Ray J or not any more than I would with One Night in Paris. you know, either. Right? If I happen to catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. Right? But I ain't doing it to see Kim any more naked than I already seen her. I mean, come on. It wasn't just Playboy she was naked in, right? I know. And you can snip it, right? If she's naked, well, you ain't even got to pay to get the image itself if you keep it for personal use, right? And even then, I'm not going to do anything more than fantasize. I'm with Kim, but guess what, Kim? Millions of men do that, right? Mentally ill or not, too, probably, right? They just don't have a forum on YouTube to talk about it, right? To you and explain religiously why they can do so, and even if some people think you can't. See, that just makes it an opinion, right? See, if you're told you can do something or not, what really makes it a sin to you? The devil thinks it's evil. What you're doing. And God didn't show it to you at first, right? Why? Right? Like, if God brought Adam and Eve together and told them to become one flesh, and you have a hole on top and the penis on top, and then underneath the hole is the butt of the woman and the butt of the man, right? What hole, if you're the male and the female, do you think the penis goes in, right? The top or the bottom, right? The top, right? That's why missionary, right, is normally the normal position for sex. But, oh no. It also don't say the woman can't be on top of the man, or they can't do it like the animals or things like that, right? Now, the animals are on all fours, but so can the man be on all fours. Again, that's just a different position, right? It's between you and your partner, right? Now, again, right? Now, everything happened to me legally in the military, right? Even getting locked out your room can happen to someone sane or insane, and you would try to get back in the room if you had your money and ID in the room, right? That same night, too, right? Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Because otherwise you gotta sleep in the damn lounge with no shirt on and only a pair of pants on, and that's because the bathroom is down the hall, and you have to get a travel bag and put the key in the travel bag and then go down the hall, right? To the bathroom to get cleaned up and take a shower, right? All the above, right? Right. Right. How was that my fault if the key turned up missing, and I'm pretty sure I put it in the travel bag? I need to do that, right? Ain't saying that never got locked out of a home or a room before either, right? It's easy to do, right? You're in the habit of locking the door, right? That's not the problem either, right? It's not a crime, right, to again, right, get locked out your room or try to get in the room through the window, right? As your last attempt to get into the room, and then you're going to have to sleep in the lounge for the rest of the night if you can't get into the window. Mm-hmm. Now, that's also what I would tell somebody if they were to confront me that night about how I got down off the roof. Whether I fell or not, I don't recall, but I only remember the last incident was trying to get on to the window ledge itself, right? And then waking up in the ER. Well, if it like at the wreck, right, I don't remember the wreck around the curve itself, right? Which I just assumed it was because the windshield hit me hard enough to, cause amnesia, right? But if something more happened, only one other person would know, and that's the stepbrother in the car next to me, Mom, right? Big Roddy. I mean, little Roddy's the only one who can know what really happened there, not me. And I have amnesia then. Exactly. And with amnesia, well, if it's blackout amnesia, you might never really fully remember what happened, but you can guess. I mean, like I said, there's two scenarios I can think of as to what we were in the process of doing, which is dropping him off at Vivian's house, which is right down the road, right there. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is go by the ballpark down there on Honey Ridge Road, right? And then go back down to 17 and then drop little Roddy off and then go home, right? That was the plan too, right? Just dropping off and Now, there's only two scenarios I can think of, like I said, right? Maybe three at the most. And I knew a girl who rode the bus with us, lived down there too. Like, I think her name was Sandra or something like that. But anyway, I know. Now, there's three situations that could have arose, though, right? Or four if you count Johnny's problem with Lynn, right? And that they were dating at the time or not, right? And he heard a rumor. I was talking about him dating her, and he didn't like it, wanted to get into a fight over it, which, that's the question. If someone told me that he was dating her, how's that my fault if I told someone else or not, right? Did he tell me not to tell someone? No, someone else probably told me, and I just told someone else, and that's how these things get started anyway. It's not a big deal unless you just wanted to beat my ass up over it, right? Which, there again, I can't do nothing about that, because you're not supposed to get fight on school or you get suspended anyway, right? So, like I said, when he tried to fight me, I just ran off, because at the time, I was small and fast too, right? Now I'm not, right? Exactly. Right. But that too was related to the disability in the military. See, timing's everything, right? Now, you can ask anyone I knew before I joined the Navy. I wasn't going around telling them God chose me as one of the two witnesses. Unless they're trying to kill me or something. And I'm calling on it to save me from their ass. Like if Kathy or Tina, right, wanted a menage a trois, hypothetically, I don't remember this happening or not, but, or one of those, swap boyfriends or something, right? Which is what David was kind of acting like, right? But there again, him and, I don't know, Myron both dated Allery, so I don't know what I would do if both girls wanted me to do a menage a trois with them and thought I would be more open to it than David. I don't know why, right? Though he did admit to having sex with Tina too. I don't know. But that's all I know about it too. Hell, I don't even remember their last names. Things like that, right? No real details of the girls, but now if he caught us but didn't say nothing until after and then confronted me after the menage a trois, right? And then attacked me with a board or something trying to knock me out, right? Then I might would say, well, Jesus can he'll be like the Wolverine if you do all that crap, because I'm on two witnesses maybe, right. But then that would be the only reason I would have to bring it up, and that would only be, again, right, because of the dream, right? And like Pastor Thomas, all I would say is God told me in the dream that I was one of the two witnesses. And reading the Bible, by the way. I read something, concluded it could have to do with the two witnesses after I had a dream one night, which is my interpretation of that dream through the Bible. You see what I mean? I know. That's not mentally illness. So that's not a mental illness, right? No. But what is a mental illness, right, is hearing the voices, which I didn't hear until 93, right? I also didn't go around telling people God's talking to me in a voice and telling me something about Jerusalem, or telling me to stay here or go there or do this or do that, right? And again, I'm listening to the voice in my head, but I'm also trying it to make sure it don't tell me to do nothing against the law either, right? Now, sometimes I did kind of break some of the rules, right? But they're like going to little AOL to meet my new girlfriend if she was on the same tour or a different tour than me, and got a little confused in, but that's covered under the mental illness. That was still in 93 when I acted up more than the first tour, which is from 91 to 92, right? I didn't get in no trouble on the first tour, right? The second tour where I started hearing the voices is where I got in trouble, right? And even then, that's only till you get back to, port, right, in America, right? All that did was restrict my liberty as a punishment for separating from the tour, right? That's not the same as going AWOL when you're on base and you got to muster by the next morning, right? Though I made it back to the ship by the next morning, right? See? Right. That's different too, right? Now, was I starting to become confused about my relationship with my new girlfriend and what kind of relationship it was? Yeah. And then I was on the 12 to 4s, which are that's about a 12-hour shift, right? Including working from 8 to 12 and then 12 to 4 watches, and then you're supposed to try to sleep from 4 to 12, right? During the day, right? Where everybody else is up and doing things, right? Well, that's hard to do. I know. It's harder to do from even 4 to 11 because that's when most of the people are up and they don't go to bed till around what? 11, 12. Right. Themselves, right? So I was probably also sleep deprived, right? Fasting a little bit to God about the two witness thing, right? But I told you, all you got to do is read the Bible if you dream you saw a throne with a light in front of it, right? And both deal with a light. Jesus dwells in the light which no man can even approach or see, right? I saw the light. literally. Not just like the song by Hank Williams Sr., right? I literally saw a light sitting on the throne, right? Well, according to the Bible, not a lot of people even see that light, right? In the earth today, right? So if it talks about standing before the God of the earth with the two witnesses, and he's the God of heaven and earth, right? That's only half, right? The earth is the footstool, and the throne is heaven, right? So the throne, the light, right, would tell me what was going on, right? I'm standing before the throne of God in heaven, right? I know. And I can explain it to you, and it should make religious sense, though the voices have to do with the mental illness, not, right? I know. Anything else either, right? Sexy girls. Uh-oh. But like I told you, right? I look when I try not to touch, right? Without permission, right? We can all look, but, But here's the problem. The magazine's missing, Kim. But I don't know who took it. And it was in the drawer. Someone would have to come to the house, knock or ring the doorbell, wake me up, have sex with me like on the tape with Ray J. I know. Get the magazine, and then me discover a few months later the magazine was missing because I'm not obsessed with even going through that drawer, right? I wouldn't even know what night it was taken on, right? Right. But here's the problem. That will be narcissistic because Kim don't want me to see her naked in her Playboy article. Because I just happened to have a subscription that year, right? That I didn't even know she was posing in it, right? That's why it was narcissism on her part. To take the damn book anyway, right? And I'm not saying I know she's that narcissistic, right? Either. But, like I told you, if I tell you I fell 3 stories and I don't even know if I can get anyone pregnant, and you want the magazine and you show up at my door, you're Kim Kardashian, you know there's only one way she can get the magazine, right? Have sex with me to get the magazine, right? And I would get it up for her and I would rock that world, right? But I can't prove it now, can I? No. Now, the only way, again, right, it will become an issue is if the magazine is missing. And see, I don't think I would say nothing about it anyway, right, if she showed up or not, right? If you know what I mean, right? No one will believe me anyway, right? But taking the magazine, that's the suspicious part, right? Only her magazine of that year is missing. Kim, right? What'd you do, right? That's just a question, right? And there's Ed like Elton John. But like I told you, sex is a choice, right? If you want a man, be with a man. Don't marry a woman to cover you're with a man, right? That's what Moses means, right? It's an abomination when you do it that way. He's telling you something there, right? He's calling it an abomination when the man lies with the man. He lies with the woman, right? I don't know. But what does he mean, right? Is he talking about period, or is he talking about if you're married to a woman and you're lying with a man as a woman? Right. What does he mean? What does he mean? Why isn't it an abomination to your wife if you lay with a man as a woman? It didn't say nothing about laying with a man as a woman without being married to a woman, right? Either. It's kind of ambiguous. Plus, it's written in ancient Hebrew language, which you don't even understand today because it's metaphors about sex, right? Fruit and tree can mean a human being, right? And your reproductive organs, right? Both the males and the females. The female aids in the reproduction process too, cause two, saith he, shall become one flesh, right? Not just having someone to husband or wife, but making a baby with him too, right? But another problem with Kim is Kanye, right? Like I said, I wouldn't expect her to come here just to get a Playboy book, right? But if her particular, year and date, right, is the only one missing from that year and date, right? I had the subscription. It's something personal, right? Now, the only other choices is the sisters or someone else in the entourage, like China. What? I mean, you're getting into a conspiracy there, right? Which can't be proven, right? Because all we can do is have sex for the book anyway, and that don't mean, right, I can prove that. And I wouldn't record Kim like Ray J did either as evidence against her, if you know what I mean. And that's kind of the problem and the point. Now, if her mom's in on the decision to have sex with Ray J, she's making her Paris. I don't know who came out first, either Kim or Paris, right? But they're high society Hollywood, right? And if your mom's in on your sex life, you're going to be narcissistic yourself, right? I understand why, right? I know. You know what I mean, right? If your mom's involved with your sex life, you're not all there in a bag of chips yourself, right? That's gonna make you do crazy things, maybe, but right, there's no proof, right? I wouldn't try to prove it anyway, because I wouldn't be prepared if you showed up any night, right? You know what I mean? Ever, right? To record you like Ray J did. And I wouldn't do that to you because I don't have that kind of setup in my house even, right? But my neighbors would know they got cams. So that's the problem too, but not me. I know that. But it's not about the sex. It's about getting the magazine right. And her narcissism idea that I was masturbating to her. Well, I mean, if I was, I don't need the magazine to masturbate to you, honey. You're all over the place, right? Masturbation ain't visual. It's visual, right? And your visual is already out there. I mean, you're doing Spanx now or whatever the hell for your, underwear line, right? And, before you get Playboy, you get JC Penney. Okay? Or Sears. Catalog. And trust me, if you're a boy, you know what I mean. And like I said, it does mean something. Plus, you don't even know who's writing about Moses because it's written in a personage, right? Ain't that the third person? Or the first person you use words like, I did this, or I killed the Egyptian. Not Moses killed the Egyptian, right? That's someone recording something Moses did, right? Do you know the difference in a biography versus an autobiography? Right. When someone's writing about you, they use your name, right? And it can also be considered hearsay unless the person knew you personally, right? See what I mean? Right. But the religiousness, dear, is the problem we all have, right, with religion, right? Not just you, but it's narcissistic, right? Right. It's a bad idea for you to come here, have sex with me, get the magazine, and I not even know it's missing until later on, right? And then when I find out it's missing, wonder, well, who took it, right? I mean, come on, right? No one even knew it was there even when I moved into the house. Unless you knew I had your subscription and then became obsessed with me, right? To get it for me, right? Which I still can't prove it. It's only a theory, right? Right. And I still wouldn't try because I wouldn't know what night you might show up unexpectedly, right? And I would just let you in again and suck you again. If that's what it's all about by now, right? Only thing is, you must be still blacking me out. Which I can't prove that either, but obviously I'm waking up the next day, but you can't just shoot me, right? But you might could hit me over the head with one of my sticks or something. And bring it back into the living room after, whatever, right? But see, that's called, reverse stalking for one, right? If you're blacking me out like they did women, right? Men doing women that way, right? You're doing me that way because I'm a male you don't want to be associated with, but we're already associated because your Playboy issue is missing from my Playboy collection, and it shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be. And like I showed you before, I got all the other collections but yours for that year, right? But Mariah was never in Playboy that she used nudity, right? She did an interview, right, for example, and that's because she just came on TV. But I don't do it just to see Mariah naked, but, right, Mariah wouldn't care about Kim Kardashian's, right, Playboy issue, right? Who would though? And see, if I buzzed her and I did what I know I would do with her, right? I wouldn't just do her, right? I would make love to her, plus the magazine would be in the drawer, right? I know. And she's got to act into me, right? Right. Like, somehow she heard about me on YouTube, and I've been on it since 2005, right? I know. So that's coincidental, but I can't prove it, but I'm trying to also stop her if she did. Yeah. Because I don't know she did, right? Or didn't take it, right? I don't know who took it, right? But whoever did obviously could back me out, and I came to, and I've had head trauma before. Maybe they didn't hit me as hard as they thought they did, but still caused amnesia, right? That's still assault with a deadly weapon. To hit someone over the head with a stick, right? Okay. uh-huh. Exactly, right. And I just want her to stop or whatever. Keep the damn magazine. I mean, it's obvious you're not going to give it back. But you can't do it every time I talk about it like I'm going to forget about it next time, right? Because, see, every time I go to that drawer, that particular Playboy is also going to be the one that's missing, right? Unless you want to steal the whole collection next time, but that wouldn't make sense because you can't steal all my nudie magazines. Do you see what I mean when I say it would be narcissistic of her? Right. No. But and very childish and immature, right? And that's bad parenting, right? Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. But she don't want her image tarnished with my image, like anybody knows me, right? I thought nobody knew me, you know. But you're using the stepdaughter. I told you, I got a stepdaughter if my ex-wife had a child, right? And me and her got married, and she didn't marry the child's father, right? That's called having a child out of wedlock, too. That's considered a sin, too, like I said, right? If you're to judge me, you're judging yourself, because you're not supposed to have a child out of wedlock either, right? If you're being all religious on me, right? Works that way too, right? Only thing is, I didn't look at it as that either, right? The way I looked at it is my ex-wife messed with the wrong dude, got pregnant by him, right? Like anyone can today, and he did her wrong, and so I was trying to do her right, right? But that didn't work out long term either, right? But that's because, again, right? Maybe she got possessive. I don't know. I don't know. But I didn't meet her till 94, right? And I was in the Navy till February of 90, right? Mm-hmm. And she's from Arkansas, not Georgia, so we wouldn't have met until we were both in the Navy in 94, right? And we're both in mid-hold, right? When we met, too, right? And that's the whole point, too, right? But it's not to prove Kim, right, took it, right? But who would even care, right? Like I said, right? And she's not going to show up when I'm ready for it, right? Or, right? Even if she does, right? Or don't. But she can get to me, and I would never try to get to her, which should also say something about why is her Playboy issue missing, right? And not the other women's, right? What narcissism means is not about me, but about me being able to masturbate to her in the Playboy, right? And it bothers her for some reason, and she's narcissistic enough to come here, have sex with me to get it, and then run off with the copy, right? And then, right, I don't even know what happened, right? The next morning, right? That's still quid pro quo, right? To like the shipmates were doing. The reason I got bad evals is I never worked on the ship before, and they don't show you how to work on the ship in A school. The shipmates are supposed to train you, right? Well, if they're not training you and they're asking you if you're gay, you know what they're after. And even the medical covers anything done, including me having to say no to them, right? But I didn't go mental until, again, 2.5 years later, right? The second tour, not the first, right? And I didn't do nothing wrong the first tour. I didn't get in trouble the first tour, right? But the second tour I did, right? That's also when I went mental, right? And that's not stolen valor. Stolen valor was where someone who was never in the military is claiming to be in the military. No, I was in the military. I can tell you about people in the Navy and other jobs I had to do, like painting the ship or... I even know a little bit about singlemen, right? And how they use both flags and lights to do the signals, right? Morse code, all that. Mm-hmm. I know. But like I told you, if you are in a relationship, right, and I don't know if what's going on with Kim and Kanye's life, but if Kim was with me, right, it would be despite Kanye. Maybe Kanye took it. I don't know. Because he knew Kim came back, right? Now, you don't know what to do if either one of them shows up at your door and you're a civilian. You're just a fan, right? But you would let Kim in, and Kanye you would kind of leave outside the door, right? You wouldn't necessarily let Kanye in, but Kim, she can get in, right? Anytime you want.